11th. Yesterday we did sine rule, projection formula and cosine rule for you in solution of triangles. Sine rule was a upon sine A was equal to b upon sine B is equal to c upon sine C is equal to k. It could be sine A upon A is equal to sine B upon B is equal to sine C upon C is equal to k, depending upon in which format do we want to use it. Both are correct, because when you will reverse a constant, it will become 1 upon k, that will be another constant. This was a projection formula. A was equal to b cos c. It's easier for you to remember. A, when we are talking of A, then on the right side there will be no A coming. Only the side B and C will come, and the angle B and C will come. Like A is equal to B cos C. I'm saying B cos C. Side B and angle C, B cos C. Reverse it, plus C cos B. It's very easy to remember you. It's very easy for you to remember it. When I'm talking of B, then in this side there will be no B. It will be C and A. C cos A plus A cos C. And when I'm talking of the side C, then it will be A cos B plus B cos A. So it's very simple for you to remember if you pay a little bit of attention. Similarly, cosine formulas, where cos A was equal to B square plus C square minus A square upon 2BC. It is also simple. When I'm talking of A, then there is A square is coming at the last, minus A square. B square plus C square minus A square. In the denominator, it is 2 into BC. When I write cos B, I'll write C square plus A square minus B square upon 2 into AC. When I'll write cos C, I'll be saying A square plus B square minus C square upon 2AB. Today we are going to discuss Napier's analogy, or it is also called law of tangent. It is also called law of tangent. I'm going to prove it, and then we are going to do the area of triangle, and then we will do some problems based on these formulas which you have learned. These are all the formulas which will be required for your class. Now, like I have to prove, tan B minus C, it is a law of tangents, or Napier's analogy, whatever you want to pronounce it is. Tan B minus C will be B minus C upon B plus C into cot A upon 2. That is what I have to prove. I'll prove one, the remaining will be followed in the same manner. I'll take this portion, B minus C upon B plus C. B can be written from the sine law. From the sine law, B can be written as K sine B, and C can be written as K sine C. You can see it. We'll take sine B up, so K sine B, B will become K sine B, C will become K sine C. Similarly, in the denominator, I have K sine B plus K sine C. Now I can remove K, because K can be taken out common in numerator as well as in denominator, and they will cancel with each other. So you will get sine B minus sine C upon sine B plus sine C. These seems to be familiar to us. Sine C plus sine C minus sine D, sine C plus sine D. Instead of C and D, I have B and C. Formula remains the same. 2 cos B plus C upon 2. 2 cos C plus D upon 2. If it was sine C minus sine D, then it was 2 cos C plus D upon 2, and sine B minus C upon 2. When it was plus, then the first was sine B plus C upon 2, and then cos B minus C upon 2. 2 will cancel here. Cos B plus C upon 2 upon sine B plus C upon 2. Cos upon sine is cot theta. So it will become cot B plus C upon 2. Here it will be 10b minus c upon 2. It will be 10b minus c upon 2 is equal to b minus c upon b plus c. Now please remember, we are aware that this is happening in a triangle ABC. So a plus b plus c is 180, a by 2 plus b by 2 plus c by 2 is pi by 2. So I can write this as cot 90 minus a upon 2. Because a by 2 plus b by 2 plus c by 2 will be equal to 90. So b by 2 plus c by 2 will become 90 minus a upon 2. So I can replace it. 10b minus c upon 2 upon 2. Now cot 90 minus theta will be 10 theta. It will be 10a upon 2. And it will be 10b minus c upon 2. Now this 10a upon 2 can be brought to this side. It will become 1 upon 10a upon 2 b minus c upon b plus c is equal to 10b minus c upon 2. 1 upon 10 theta is cot theta. So it will become b minus c upon b plus c. 1 upon 10a upon 2 will become cot a upon 2. Cot a upon 2 is equal to 10b minus c upon 2. And this is exactly what you have to prove. You have to prove 10b minus c upon 2. 10b minus c upon 2 is equal to b minus c, b plus c, cot a by 2. So this tangent's law can be proved by this method. Similarly, we will follow all the other three, and this is also a very useful formula which you will be using here. Once again, b minus c upon b plus c. I took this portion from the formula itself. B minus c upon b plus c. B was written as k sine b. C was written as k sine c. K sine b plus k sine c. We took k common in the numerator. We took k common in the denominator, and then we cancelled out k. It became sine c minus sine d. It became sine c plus sine d. So 2 cos b plus c upon 2 sine b minus c upon 2. Here it became 2 sine b plus c upon 2 cos b minus c upon 2. 2 cancels. This cos b plus c upon 2 sine b plus c upon 2, because the angle is same here, b plus c upon 2. Cos upon sine is cot theta. So cot b plus c upon 2. Here angle is b minus c upon 2, b minus c upon 2. Sine upon cos will become 10. 10b minus c upon 2. This is cot b plus c upon 2, which I have written as cot 90 minus theta, 90 minus a by 2 from this. A by 2 plus b by 2 plus c by 2 is equal to 90. So b plus c upon 2 can be written as cot 90 minus a upon 2, which becomes 10. Cot 90 minus theta will become 10a upon 2, and this is 10b minus c upon 2. Now this 10a upon 2 I'll bring to the left side. When I'll bring it to the left side, it will become 1 upon 10a upon 2. So b minus c upon b plus c, and 1 upon 10a by 2 will become cot a by 2 is equal to 10b minus c upon 2, which is the first formula. Similarly, on the basis of that, you can use c minus a, c plus a minus b, a plus b, and then you can find the corresponding law of the tangents. So we have proved a lot of formulas in this, and we will be applying these formulas now into other things. Before that, I'll be doing one more formula, that is the area of triangle. We did area of triangle in the beginning, but that was in terms of height. That was, we calculated the heights actually. But here we are going to use, for example, if this is triangle ABC and I drop a perpendicular from here to here, suppose it is D, it is angle B, it is angle C. I can express this as what? AD as what? AD can be written as, this is C, this is B. Just opposite to angle B is side B, opposite to angle C is small c. I can write AD as, this is perpendicular. Perpendicular upon hypotenuse is sine theta. So C sine B, I can write it. AD can also be written as, B sine C. B sine C. Both this AD can be written in both ways. C sine B in terms of sine B, in terms of sine C. What is the area of triangle? Area of triangle is half base into height. Base is here is BC, which is A, into height can be, what can be the height? I can write B sine C. So it can be half AB sine C. Area of triangle can be half AB sine C. Please remember, A has come, B has come, C has come. Side A and B has come. It can also be equal to half BC sine A. It could be also half, now you will bring sine B here, so it will be AC, half AC, like half A into B sine, half AB sine C, half BC sine A, half AC sine B, depending upon what is given to you and how do we calculate it. So these are the formulas. These are very important formulas for you to remember. You must write them and remember them. As we keep saying, try and imprint them on your mind. It's a better way of saying that mug it up. It's a better way of saying that try and make an imprint of these formulas on your mind. Now let's look into some of the problems which I have written based on these rules: sine rules, projection formula, cosine rule, Napier's analogy, and the area formula. He says in triangle ABC, A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, and sine A is 2 upon 3, find angle B. Now here again I can see clearly the sides A and B are given, angle of sine A is given, and we want to find angle B. So we will look into the sine formula. What is the sine formula? A upon sine A is equal to B upon sine B is equal to C upon sine C is equal to K. I said we can reverse it also, write it depending upon what do I want. Now the value of A is given as 2, sine A is given as 2 upon 3, and I want to find sine B, I want to find angle B, so obviously B is given B upon sine B. So we'll use the portion which we require. We require only this ratio and this ratio. These two ratios are equal to each other, because he has given you A, he has given you B, he has given you sine A, he wants you to find sine B. So you use this portion of the formula, and when we cross multiply, 2 sine B will be equal to 3 into 2 upon 3, or sine B will be equal to 3 into 2 upon 2 into 3. So you can see clearly that I'll get 1. I'll get sine B equal to 1. That means sine 90. Sine 90 is 1. Sine 0 is 0. Sine B is equal to sine 90. So B is equal to 90. That means the angle B is 90, and that is what he wanted. So it's a simple formula, simple question for you to begin with. A upon sine A is equal to B upon sine B is equal to C upon sine C is equal to K. I know what value of A is given to me, value of B is given to me, sine A is given to me, I have to find sine B. So I substituted all the values in the formula and calculated the value of sine B. Sine B comes out to be equal to 1 and sine 1 is equal to sine 90. So B is equal to 90 degree. B is equal to 90 degree. This is the first question. Now let us see the second question, in which I have the angles of a triangle are in AP. You have already read in AP in standard 10th. AP means the difference between any two consecutive terms in the series or sequence. The difference between, like if it is, I'm saying A, B and C are in AP. These are the three angles. If there are three angles which are in AP, it is given. Angles of triangle are in AP. It means if I subtract the first one from the second one and I subtract the second one from the third one, always from the next term the previous term, from the next term the previous term, B minus A is equal to C minus A. The common difference should be always equal. B minus A should be equal to C minus B, or will be transfer B to one side, it will become A plus C. So 2B is equal to A plus C. This we obtain with the given fact that three angles of the triangle are in AP. Now the question is, it says, I know that A plus B plus C is how much? 180 degree. We know the sum of the angles of the triangle is 180 degree. Instead of A plus C, I can write 2B. It will become B plus 2B is equal to 180. That means 3B is equal to 180, and that will imply B is equal to 60 degree. Because 180 divided by 3 will give you 3, 6, 18, 60 degree. I have got the value of B. Now it says root B, B's to C is given. The ratio between B and C are given. So again I will say B upon sine B is equal to C upon sine C. I can say A upon sine A is equal to K. Is equal to K. What I am going to do, B is given to me. B is given as root 3 upon sine B. Sine B means sine 60. Sine 60 is equal to, because they are given in the form of roots and they are given in the form of ratios, so it's alright. 2 upon sine C. From this I will be able to calculate the value of sine C. Let us see what happens. Root 3 sine C will be equal to 2 into sine 60, which is root 3 upon 2. The value of sine 60 is root 3 upon 2. So sine C will come out to be 2 into root 3 upon root 3 into 2. Root 3 upon 2 is given, or root 3 upon root 2 is given? Root 2 is given. Yes. Root 2. Root 2 here. Root 2 here. Root 2 here. Root 3 will cancel. It will become 1 upon root 2. It will become 1 upon root 2. Because 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. So root 2 will cancel. So sine C is equal to 1 upon root 2. That is sine 45. Sine pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. So C will come out to be 45. C will come out to be 45. I have got C as 45. I have already calculated B to be 60 degree. B to be 60 degree. So it is very simple to calculate A. 180 minus 45 plus 60. It will become 105. 180 minus 105. So it will come out to be 75 degree. The value of angle A will come out to be 75 because it is 45 I have calculated. B was 60. So 60 plus 45 is 105. and if you subtract out of 180 you will get 75. So we said A, B and C are in AP according to question. AP means arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression means the difference between any two consecutive terms will be same, equal. B minus A will be equal to C minus A. Please remember, in arithmetic progression you subtract the previous term from the next term, not the next term from the previous term. Like these are A, B and C are there, then I'll take out B minus A and C minus B. They should be equal, not A minus B is equal to B minus C. Though they will be equal in negative, but we don't take out like that. B minus A should be equal to C minus B. From this I got 2B is equal to A plus C. I know A plus B plus C is 180. So A plus C is, A plus C together is 2B. 2B plus B is 180, or 3B is equal to 180. That means B is equal to 60 degree. Then I apply the sine law. That is A upon sine A is equal to B upon sine B is equal to C upon sine C is equal to K. I know what is the value of B, root 3 upon sine 60. The value of C is root 2 upon sine C. Root 3 sine C is equal to root 2 into root 3 upon 2. Sine C will come out to be 1 upon root 2, which is sine 45. Once I have got C as 45, I have already B value as 60. I can calculate A by subtracting it out of 180 degree. This is question number 2. Now let us see question number 3. Like in question number 3, if you look, it is A cube sine B minus C plus B cube sine C minus A. This is bracket, not C. Sine C minus A plus C cube sine A minus B is equal to 0. If I solve them all together, it will be a very long calculation. I'll take one term because all the terms are similar. If it is A cube here, it is B cube here, it is C cube here. If it is sine B minus C, sine C minus A, sine A minus B. So they are similar terms. If I am able to solve one term, these will be solved similarly. These will be solved similarly. So let me see A cube sine B minus C. A cube sine B minus C. We know that A upon sine A is equal to B upon sine B is equal to C upon sine C is equal to K. So in place of A, I can write K sine A. It is A cube. It is A cube. So in place of A cube, I will write K sine A to the power 3 and sine B minus C. I have taken only one term from the equation, please remember. I am not writing B cube sine C minus A or C cube sine A minus B, because I will simplify this, and similarly by observing I will write this second and third result. So it will become K cube sine cube A sine B minus C. I can write K cube sine square A sine A sine B minus C. Now you know very well A plus B plus C is 180. A plus B plus C is 180. So A will be 180 minus B plus C. So instead of sine A, I'll write what? I can write sine square A, and here I'll write sine 180 minus B plus C into sine B minus C. 180 minus sine 180 minus theta is sine theta. It will be sine B plus C. It will become K cube sine square A. Here it will become sine B plus C, and it is sine B minus C. Sine A plus B, sine A minus B becomes sine square A minus sine square B. These are the basic formulas which we had done in the beginning. If you go back and see in your videos or in your notes, you will find this formula to be there. K cube sine square A, and this will become sine square B minus sine square C. It will become sine B plus C into sine B minus C will become sine square B minus sine square C. You can do it. Sine B plus C is sine B cos C plus cos C. Sine B, then sine B minus C will be sine B cos C minus cos B sine C, and multiply. And you will be able to obtain sine square B minus sine square C. So we obtained this. Now on the basis of this, like K cube sine square A sine square B minus sine square C. Like B minus C was there, so sine square B minus sine square C, and along with that sine square A is coming. Similarly, I can say that the second one is B cube sine C minus A. So obviously if it is B cube, I'll write in terms of sine B, and sine B will be written as A plus C. So it will become K cube sine square B, it will become sine square B and sine square C minus sine square A, and C cube sine A minus B will become K cube sine square C, and it will become what? Sine square A minus sine square B. Now you've got three results. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. And if you add all the three results, they will be equivalent to this. Let us see. If I add all the three results, you can see everywhere I can take K cube common. K cube can be taken common, and I'll add sine square A, sine square B minus sine square C, plus sine square B, sine square C minus sine square A, plus sine square C and sine square A minus sine square C. If you will observe them, if you will multiply sine square A, sine square B will come here. Here sine square B, sine square A with a negative sign will come. So they will cancel. It is sine square A minus sine with multiply minus. So it will become minus sine square A, sine square C, and it is plus sine square A plus sine square C. Similarly, sine square B, sine square C plus is here, and sine square C, here it is B, minus sine square B is there. So they will all cancel out with each other. You will get 0 in the bracket. You will get 0 in the bracket. So you will get 0 as the answer which we have to prove. What we have done is we have picked out only the one portion. I have not tried to solve all three together. It will become too long and too much of calculation for you to comprehend at the same time. So what I have done is I have picked up one portion, A cube sine B minus C, and solve it. Once I have got the final result, this on the similar basis, I have written the values of B cube sine C minus A plus C cube sine A minus B. How have I done it? I would explain it to you once again. A cube sine B minus C. I have said in place of A, I can replace it by K sine A. K sine A to the power 3 sine B minus C. It will become K cube sine cube A sine B minus C. I separated one sign. Sine cube A I have written as sine square A into sine A into sine B minus C. Sine A I have written as A plus B plus C is 180, so A will be 180 minus B plus C, because I want to bring sine A in terms of this only. So sine A I have written as sine 180 minus B plus C. Sine 180 minus theta is sine theta. So sine B plus C, sine B minus C. If I multiply them, no, the formula is direct formula is there, sine B plus C, sine B minus C, sine square B minus sine square C k cube sine square a. On the same basis, I have written the second and third term like k cube sine square b sine square c minus sine square a, k cube sine square c sine square a minus sine square c. Then we added all the three terms. When we added all the three terms, the bracket, inside the bracket leaving k cube, everything cancelled out. I told you, you will open out, one term will be plus, the negative term of the same will be there. So there are 6 terms. Yes, there will be 6 terms, and all 3 will be positive, 3 will be negative with the same. So you will be able to cancel that, and you get finally 0 as the answer. Let us see the fourth question.